Hey everyone, Lincoln Cowley here again. Well, tonight I'm going to be reading my story called Watership Down, Primrose's Great Escape, because it was written by Diane Redmond and it was seen on CITV. Well, why don't we read this book to find out? Watership Down, Primrose's Great Escape, written by Diane Redmond and Red Fox. There's Primrose. In the gloomy warren of Ephrathah, Bigwig was standing in front of General Woundwort. "I have traveled far to find a new leader," he said. Woundwort looked down from his high platform. "We take only strong rabbits here," he growled. "Can you fight?" Bigwig nodded. "I was the best in my warren." Woundwort pointed to one of his guards. "Then fight Vervain," he ordered. Look, there's Bigwig looking at General Woundwort. At once, Bigwig sprang forward. In seconds, he had knocked Vervain to the ground. Woundwort looked pleased. "You are brave," he said. "I will put you on trial to be one of my captains. Campion will show you around." But as soon as Bigwig had left the chamber, Woundwort turned to Vervain. "There's something strange about that rabbit," he said. "Watch him closely." Bigwig knocked Vervain to the ground. Silly old Bigwig. Not far from Ephrathah, Hazel, Fiver, and Hawkwitch were hiding under an old stone bridge. "I can't believe Bigwig has just disappeared," grumbled Hawkwitch. "We've come to rescue Primrose." Hazel was more concerned about the guards on the bridge above. "If they're here when we escape," he said, "we'll be trapped." Fiver is hiding under the old stone bridge. That looks like a tunnel. Just then, Blackberry appeared. "Come and look at this," she said. "I think I found our escape route." Hazel followed Blackberry along the bank to where a small boat was tied. He looked at the boat, not sure what to think. Then Fiver hopped up. "With this boat thing, we won't need the bridge," he explained. "We can float away." There's the boat tied up to a rope. The rabbits don't need to wear life jackets because they can sit on the boat. Good plan, Hazel and Blackberry. Suddenly, Fiver froze. "Someone's coming," he whispered. "Hide!" The rabbits dived for cover, but the next minute they heard a familiar voice. Bigwig had hopped onto the bridge and was peering down a hole in the middle of it. "There's a bit of a problem with security here, but nothing we can't sort out," he said, winking at Hazel. "I think I'm going to enjoy being in Ephrathah." "Good," said Campion. "We need strong rabbits like you." Hazel turned to his friends. "Bigwig's on the inside," he gasped. There's Bigwig with Campion at the top of the bridge, looking down at the four rabbits: Hawkbit, Blackberry, Fiver, and Hazel. Moments after, Bigwig and Campion had left the bridge. Vervain marched up. What was Bigwig doing here? He asked one of the guards. He talked about security and looked at a hole in the bridge. A hole? Said Vervain. Show it to me at once. Under the bridge. Fiver started to tremble. He's going to see us, he said. But before Vervain could look down the hole, Kehar flew straight up through it, knocking him over. When Vervain got up and started to run for home, Kehar followed him, shrieking loudly. Baka! Kehar and Vervain. Back in Ephrathah, Campion told Bigwig to look around on his own while he went off to supervise some burrow digging. The big rabbit moved slowly down the dark passage until he found the chamber where Primrose and Blackavar slept. Hello, I'm Bigwig, he said. Hazel sent me to help you escape. Primrose smiled. We're ready, she said, and pulling aside a thick root, revealed the entrance to a tunnel. I dug it myself. It leads to the embankment behind the guards. Bigwig looked impressed. Hazel was right about you, he said. We'll leave tonight, just before sunset. Bigwig met Primrose. Bigwig went outside to look around. As he came close to some bushes, he heard a rustling noise. Bigwig, it's me, whispered Hazel. We found a way to escape, if you can make it to the stone bridge. Bigwig pretended to eat some grass. See the sentry over there? Hazel looked out from his hiding place. Yes, I can see him. We'll be coming out of a tunnel behind him tonight, said Bigwig. But before Hazel could reply, Vervain came up with 2 guards. You're under arrest, he told Bigwig. General Woundwort wants a word with you. Hazel and Bigwig are quiet because they can hear the Ephrathans. Inside Woundwort's council chamber, Vervain jumped up. Bigwig's in league with a gull, he told the general. The same one that once helped Hazel and Fiver escape from here. A gull? Laughed Bigwig. That's quite a story. You're just jealous because I bet you in a fight. Well, I've had enough of you. And he leapt on Vervain. Hold the prisoner, roared Woundwort to his guards. Then he went across to Bigwig and slashed his shoulder with his sharp claws. Your trial is over, Captain Bigwig. I think you will do well in Ephrathah. Wow. Look at those 3 marks on Bigwig's arm. That's funny. Bigwig left the council chamber and ran quickly to Primrose. We must leave now, he said. Vervain has guessed who I am. Primrose lifted the root, and they all went into the escape tunnel. Above, Vervain was pacing up and down on guard duty. By chance, he trod on the tunnel entrance and landed with a crash, face to face with Bigwig. Escape! He shouted. Guards, come quickly! Vervain struck out, but Bigwig ducked and kicked Vervain against the wall of the tunnel, sending a shower of earth on top of him. Our escape route's blocked, cried Bigwig. Run back the way we came. Bigwig is telling Vervain that they had to escape super fast. In the bushes outside, Hazel, Fiver, and Hawkwit were waiting. Suddenly, they heard a crashing noise and saw Bigwig charging towards them with Primrose and Blackavar. It's Bigwig, cried Fiver. They made it. But Woundwort's on their trail, said Hazel. Run quickly! The rabbits bolted at once. They raced through the woods, closely followed by Woundwort and his guards, until at last they reached the bridge. Head for the river, cried Hazel, scrambling down the bank. When Woundwort saw where the rabbits were going, he smiled. They're trapped, he snarled. Bring them to me. The Ephraphans were chasing the 6 rabbits to the bridge. It's like they're having a race. Underneath the bridge, Blackberry was chewing on the boat rope. Fiver, Hawkbit, Primrose, and Blackavar dived onto the boat, leaving Hazel and Bigwig on the bank to face the guards. I'm sorry it had to end this way, said Campion, as the Ephraphans closed in. Suddenly, the rope snapped and the boat started to move. Hazel and Bigwig turned and raced along the bank. With a leap, they landed in the boat. They're getting away on the river, said Campion in surprise. No, roared Woundwort and dived in after them. Swiftly, Bigwig kicked him away. Sorry, Woundwort. We're full up. Get your own boat, he laughed. Blackberry did it. She chewed on the boat rope so they can ride on the boat. And the Ephraphans gave up. Hooray for the Ephraphans! Hazel and Primrose sat together at the front of the boat as it drifted gently down the river. I was so afraid, said Primrose. Hazel smiled into her eyes. You don't need to be afraid anymore, he whispered. You're free. Hazel did it. He saved Primrose. Mission completed. Well, that was a great story. Maybe we should sign off. For me to say, sign up, give a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and then peace out.